I know you can see it. I know you can see it. You see what it says? You see it? GBFC. Yes, guys. Or, well, that's not really the intro we need. Yes, guys. Welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson Football Channel. We can address the elephant in the room. I got this little bad boy over my right shoulder, you guys' left-hand side. Got this installed, didn't I? Because I thought, you know what? Premier League fixtures are announced today, hence the reason for the second upload of the day. If you didn't see the Chelsea news video, go give it a little watch again. I think you guys are going to love it. We're building the hype for the Havertz deal. I got this one signed in to the wall. You know, I thought it'd be a good idea. I want to film a few more videos with a bit more of an ambient lighting in the dark. And I thought, Chelsea Blue, yes guys, you guys know the drill. If you're not yet subscribed to GBFC, I'd like to ask you to do so. It's free, turn on bell notifications. And we can really get excited now. The Premier League is kicking off in less than a month. Chelsea's fixtures have been released. And I thought today we would take a look through. We're going to take a look through week number 1, pick some of the biggest games in the Premier League. Then we're going to focus on talking about the big fixtures for Chelsea, the title run-in. When do we play the champions? When is the London derby? When do we play the Manchester clubs? And of course, the return in the Premier League of Leeds United, who are pretty big rivals for Chelsea over the years. I remember my old man used to go to Chelsea a lot back in the day. Back before I was born and he could be a reprobate both home and away, my dad always said that Leeds United and Chelsea were big rivals, and he always enjoyed when the Leeds fans came to the Bridge, Ellen Road, whatever it may be. I'm excited for this season. It's going to be a small season in terms of, not small, still going to be 38 games, but it's going to be a shorter window with 5 weeks less as obviously football tries to recover from the coronavirus. The season kicks off the weekend of September the 12th, and Chelsea, I mean, this is just so typical, isn't it? When you're excited for your team to play, we have to wait till flipping Monday night, for a nice little trip to the south coast. If you're in the UK and you're allowed to go, it's going to be nice. A little trip to Brighton on the 14th of September. Monday night kickoff, 8 o'clock in the evening. Brilliant for me here in Bali. That means I've got to stay up until the middle of the flipping night again, as always. But it is what it is. It's the things you do for those you love. And we love Chelsea Football Club here on the George Benson Football Channel. Brighton away. Remember last season, that ridiculous overhead kick on New Year's Day when we're all there with ever so slight headaches after potentially consuming a beverage or 7 the night before. You sat there thinking like any other day, and this geezer doesn't do that, you know? I can't even pronounce his name, so we're not even going to try and butcher it here. But Brighton away on the first game, it's quite a nice one for Chelsea. I think obviously we're going to have to go there expecting to win. With the signings we've made, the developments we're making with other signings, you expect Chelsea to go to Brighton and pick up 3 points. It'd be a nice start to the season, because then it gets a little bit tricky. Match day number 2, the second weekend of the campaign, and we welcome the champions. Liverpool are looking likely to be signing Thiago, and, you know, it's always a tough one. We were beaten at the Bridge there last season in a very early week as well, and all of the Premier League fixtures, they kind of seem to have like a repetitive theme each season. Chelsea always go to Anfield in the new year, in probably like March, April, May time, and we always play them at home pretty early on. But before we get into anything else, let's take a little look at the entire first week of Premier League fixtures and see who's got who. So as we can see, on the Saturday, we've got Crystal Palace versus Southampton. I'm not going to be staying up to watch that one. Fulham versus Arsenal, nice little London derby. Fulham back in the Premier League. Liverpool versus Leeds United. This is, of course, the tastiest fixture of the opening weekend for the neutral. Leeds are back in the Premier League. Again, there's history between these two teams. Liverpool the champions, Leeds the newly promoted club from the Championship. This one's going to be an absolute cracker. It's not an easy start to the season for Leeds. You've also got Spurs, Jose Mourinho at home to Carlo Ancelotti's Everton. That game's rather exciting. Newly promoted West Brom, they host Leicester, who obviously just missed out last season on Champions League football. West Ham United, they'll be looking for a much better season this coming season. They host Newcastle, and of course with Newcastle, the takeover fell through. I expressed that I was sad for Newcastle fans on my Twitter account, and I think that Newcastle, without that investment, they're obviously the fans and the club were expecting big names to be coming through the door this summer. Now it's fallen through. They've only got 20 odd days to register the players for the first week of the season. I think Newcastle might struggle. Then, on Tuesday, the 15th of September, it says that here on my screen because I'm watching it in a different time zone to you, so it's going to be Monday. Brighton versus Chelsea and Sheffield United versus Wolves. Sheffield United and Wolves obviously had very good seasons last season in the Prem. Those two meet, and then because Man City and Manchester United were competing in the latter stages of European competitions, Man United go to Burnley on their week 1 and Man City host Aston Villa. A nice friendly fixture for City. But anyway, let's take a little look at some of the other big questions that you guys will be asking about Chelsea's fixtures next season. We'll start off with when Chelsea face the Manchester clubs. The fixtures against City are scheduled for the 2nd of January at home, which is delightful, and 8th of May away. It's the penultimate away game of the season. Going to the Etihad, it's not an easy one, and we'll get into the title run-in a little bit later on. As for Manchester United, we go away to Manchester United on the 24th of October. It's not going to be an easy one. And then United come to Chelsea on the 27th of February. As I've already mentioned earlier in this video, our first home game of the season is against Liverpool, and then we go to Anfield on the 20th of March. As I've already said, typically we like to go to Liverpool in the new year. It's kind of predictable, this Premier League fixture engine these days. The other big question that a lot of people have been wondering is Leeds. When do we face Leeds United? The first time that we play Leeds, we got to wait all the way to the cold, wet, windy nights of December. The 5th of December is when Leeds United come to Stamford Bridge, and a trip to Ellen Road on my mum's birthday. The 13th of March, no that's wrong, my nan's birthday. God, they're going to kill me. Now Boxing Day is going to be a very exciting one because we go to the Emirates. Hopefully, by this point, we're actually able to go to the games. I'm probably not going to be back. A lot of people have been saying, what is going to happen to the match vlogs? Unfortunately, that is one of the things that will need to be sacrificed if I'm going to be here in Bali. I know that you guys absolutely love them, but it's my life, you know. I can't just be in the UK to be able to go to matches, but there will be match vlogs coming because I'm going to be doing a series here with a few of my friends who are professional footballers for clubs within Indonesia. So don't worry about that. I know it's frustrating, but we managed all the way from the start of the year without match vlogs, and I'm sure we can manage again. Straight after Arsenal, after Boxing Day, we've got Aston Villa at home, and then of course, the day after New Year's Day, Manchester City. It's not an easy Christmas period for Chelsea. We also welcome West Ham during the Christmas period as well. The big question regarding who Chelsea will be playing after we finish European duties, because remember, we're a big club. We finished in the Champions League. We'll be playing in elite European competitions next season. We have Sheffield United at home, Spurs at home, and Leeds at home, with trips to Manchester United, Burnley, and Everton after our 6 Champions League games. They are not easy fixtures. All of those have something riding on them. Sheffield United, very good team. Spurs, I mean, does it need explaining? Leeds as well, there's going to be pressure on that one as well because of the rivalry. And then you go to Burnley, never easy. United, Everton, we sometimes are awful there. So that's that. As for the Premier League title run-in, and I'd like to call it the title run-in instead of what Chelsea have done on their website, calling it the Premier League run-in, because I'd like to be optimistic that this season we can be in the race for the title. I think Chelsea's goals and ambitions for this season must be that when it comes to the tail end of the season, we're in some kind of conversation to compete with the likes of probably United, Liverpool, City. Can't really think of anyone else really who's going to be that competitive next season, but I'm open to suggestions in the comments. Doubt it will be many of the others, to be fair. But that being said, we've got a tricky game against West Ham on the 24th of April. Then we host Fulham. That's the nice little West London derby that they're going to be far more excited for than we will be. And as I've already mentioned, the penultimate away game of the season is against Manchester City. We then play Arsenal, and then we play Leicester. It's not an easy run-in for Chelsea, and if we're going to win the league, we're going to have to do it the hard way, which is always what we do. Actually, that's probably not true. Most of the time, we run away with it when we win it. But anyway, I thought I would make this little video addressing the situation, welcoming in this little neon light number behind me. Hopefully you guys like it. If you do, and you're a big fan of what we've just done here behind, hit the like button on today's video. Let me know what fixtures you are looking forward to the most. And of course, we still don't know, with the coronavirus still being like looming in the air, We don't know when fans are going to be able to go to the stadiums, but I'm sure I'll be back for at least 1 or 2 games next year if I can. The problem is, if I leave Bali, I can't get back in. So for that very reason, this is my home. I can't leave. So you're going to have to bear with me. Thank you guys for watching. I love you all. I'll catch you all tomorrow with a brand new video. See you later. Bye-bye.